show that keeps you in step
Coming up
with the
today
technological
on
world
Tech Pulse.
and one
Leap
step ahead of
motion
everybody
is
else.
in.
I'm
Is it
your
all
host,
we had
Harvey
hoped
Reginald
for?
Smith, the
Also,
second.
Apple faces new China worker
The show.
abuse claims, and Microsoft, Intel, Oracle, and AT&T comes to Apple defense. All of this and more coming up today on Tech Pulse. July 30th, 2013. Can you believe it's July 30th already? I mean, and this, of course, is the show that keeps you in step with the technological world while keeping you one step ahead of everybody else, and starting with the top stories of the day. Let's get right into it. And as many of you know, we've been talking about the Leap motion for a long time. We've been saying how this thing was going to revolutionize the way we did computing. It's kind of like the Kinect. If those of you who have a Microsoft Xbox 360, the Kinect, it kind of had that same feel to it. But at the same time, it would allow you to control your computer. Swipe, open up applications, go through web pages, read up and down, zoom in on Google Maps. I mean, just make your keyboard and trackpad irrelevant. That was what it was supposed to do. Well, maybe not the keyboard so much for typing, but at least the trackpad, make it irrelevant. That is what it was supposed to do. Now, many of these units right here were released. Right here, that's good. Many of these units were released, and people did buy a lot of these. Some people bought 5, some people bought 4. But it hasn't lived up to the hype so far. I mean, a lot of people are getting it, and it has had lackluster reviews in its first debut here. I mean, a lot of people are saying that, and from my experience, now I have personally used the Leap so far, downloaded some of the software, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and show you what's inside the box. Now, inside the box you have this welcome card. Whoop, fell. You have this welcome card. It just says, "Welcome to a whole new world. Activate your Leap Motion controller by going to leapmotion.com/setup." If you can see, yeah, that's what it says right there. Maybe you can't really see that, but that's what it says here on the card. So that's basically that. And then inside we have the actual unit. As you can see it, this is the Leap Motion unit right here. This is what it is. Take this out of here real quick. And this is what it is. This is the Leap Motion unit right here. This is it. This thing right here is what people have been buying right here. This is supposed to revolutionize the way that you do computing. Now right here is a USB connection, and then inside the box we also have 2 USB cables, 2 different sizes of USB cables right there, 2 different sizes, and that's it. Just some weird instruction manual, and the box right here has just some little design, nothing big on it, but nothing huge on it right now. Pretty basic box, nothing big, what I'm saying, on it right now. But what we're telling you is that the Leap Motion right now just doesn't have the usefulness that we thought it was going to have. I mean, we thought this thing was going to come out and it was just going to revolutionize the way we did things, in terms of just the way we did things and the way we change things around. We thought that this was going to, revolutionize our computing. And I'm not saying that it's not going to. And I'm not saying that it's not, I got to clean it off here. I'm not saying that eventually this thing won't work, but as of right now, As of right now, the applications for it is minimal. Right now the applications for it is minimal. So coming up tomorrow, we're gonna have a live action display of the Leap Motion. Thursday, we're gonna have a live action display of the Leap Motion. The guys behind the camera, they're gonna test this thing out today, use it, put it through its paces, and we're gonna get some on-air reviews of their thoughts and so forth, and just stuff like that. But for right now, all we can say about the Leap Motion is that it's decent. Yes, it's a decent peripheral as far as technology, as far as usefulness. Some of the software right off the bat, I couldn't download Cut the Rope. That was one of the games that came with it, Cut the Rope. Tried to download it, it doesn't load. The thing that I personally was looking for was the computer control, being able to control your computer. Now it has two. It has one for Mac, one for Windows, you see. And the Windows version, I downloaded the Windows version right away because I figured that, this would be something that I would be able to, because I have a Windows PC. So right away I wanted to use that one because I wanted to make sure that that would be the one that I use because I have a Windows PC. So clearly I want to be able to use this thing for Windows. So I downloaded it, tried to boot it up, and guess what? The thing would not load either. So the point about it is that it's just not working out the way that I had hoped initially. The way that I had hoped initially, it just wasn't working out that way. And so the computer, Windows computer, I downloaded all the software, but it wouldn't load. Now, my point is that even if the games don't load, right? Even if Cut the Rope, and they have some other like psychedelic type controls where you put your hands in and you can control some graphics and stuff like that. They have those type of things, and that's all decent, good and well. But for me, I really got this thing because I wanted to control my computer. And if anything they had working, it should have been that. The computer controls for Mac, the computer controls for Windows should have been the thing that they made sure at all else was perfected. If the games didn't really work with it, or if other applications didn't really work, that would have been fine because people would be willing to wait because you can at least control your PC in the meantime. But that part not working, and then only a few games working with it, just basically the test, like how you test it, how you calibrate it, that works. But you can't calibrate all day. You want to use it in some practical application, and right now we're not getting the practical application out of the Leap Motion that we thought we were gonna get. The technology, I think there's going to be eventually some good uses for it, but for right now, I don't see that it's living up to the hype. And that's the reviews. If you go online and check out the reviews, that is the reviews of the Leap Motion. So if you see this thing in Best Buy, now they're saying that with a few software updates, this thing is going to start taking off. And I really hope it does, because this is made by an independent company, and you want independent companies, you want their technology to really, this is how new technology grows, and you want that to happen, but at the same time, it has to be useful. So tomorrow, we're going to show you, not tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to show you what this thing actually does, how it works and doesn't work. And so if you see this in Best Buy, because this is going to be launching in Best Buy shortly, if it's not there already, if you see this thing in Best Buy and you're like, oh man, and they're telling you this thing controls your computer, all of that, I would say wait. Wait on the review, because you might just buy something and just be disappointed with it. Now, the good thing is it's $80, yes, but at the same time, you don't want to be buying things that you don't need to just because something new has come out. So I would say, right away, I would say wait until the review and until this thing becomes a little bit more perfected. Across the boards, it's gotten lackluster reviews. The review on the PC control side from 200 and I think 53 people, and that's if you go to Leap Motion's site. Now, Airspace is Leap Motion's app store, and that's one of the things that boot up immediately as you log into your Leap Motion. You could go right to their app store, you know, and that's something that you have the Airspace. You can go right to the app store, and that's something that you have. You can download apps. You can download Cut the Rope and different things like that. But the point of the point of the Leap Motion was to be able to control your PC and give you a better PC control experience, and that's just not happening with the initial, with the initial offerings of Leap Motion. So let's head on over to Airspace and see what we can't discern from Airspace. Now, when you log onto your Leap Motion controller and you calibrate it and everything, Airspace comes up, and this is their app store, and it has quite a few apps in it. A lot of them are paid apps, $2.99, stuff like that, while one or two of them are free. But the free ones are generally, the useless apps. You know what I'm saying? It's generally the useless apps. So, it's not really anything that's going to be big. Now, in my situation, I have Airspace for my Airspace account has drop chord in it, which is some kind of like musical game. Then it has touchless for Windows. That was the one that I really wanted to do. Didn't really work. It has orientation, where it orients your hands. Lotus, haven't tried that. And Cut the Rope, which doesn't work. Now, when you go to the Leap, it has a section there that you can go to the Leap, and it says Leap Airspace. It takes you right to Leap Airspace, and they have stuff like Voltron for $2.99, Mac and Windows version that got a 4 out of 5. They have Better Touch Tool, that's free. This thing is only for Mac though, but it's gotten a 5 out of 5 rating. They also have Gecko, Cut the Rope, which is a 3 out of 5. Photo Explorer for Windows, which is free. For Facebook, they have Froggle for Mac and for Windows. They also have Puddle, $4.99 for Mac and Windows. So quite a few apps are there. Now they have Cyber Science 3D Motion for Windows and Mac. That thing is free. That thing got a 4 out of 5. I'm going to download that and see how Leap Motion can work with that. But it has at the bottom, it has different categories. It has all free apps. You can click that to go into the free app section. You know what I'm saying? And there you'll see the Cyber Science 3D Motion, Driver's View. They have Goro Goa Puzzle, for Windows. Drop chord, obviously. The touchless PC for Windows and Mac both got 2 out of 5s. Shim Sham, The Legend of Jazz Hands, 2 out of 5. So the New York Times launched an app for Mac, 3 out of 5. So I mean, the free apps are there, but it just isn't what you thought. And some of these apps don't even download. So that's our quick review of Leap Motion, the new touchless controller that came out for the PC and Mac, and we're going to give you a full review of that on Thursday when we come back. Now, we're up against a break, but coming up right after the break, we're talking about Apple once again in the news for labor abuses. Apple faces new China worker abuse claims, and Microsoft, Intel, and Oracle all come to the aid of Apple in defense of their looming iPhone ban. We're going to talk about that coming up after the break right here on the only show you care about, and that is Tech Pulse. So just stay tuned. Yeah. Stay tuned. for Octoon. Okay, there we go. Stay tuned. Right here. Type